Microphone is working. Good morning, everybody. Is the microphone working? It is. Awesome. Okay. Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. And we are here on Wednesdays to create community, to connect, and to help build our intuition. So my name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner. I am not a tarot card reader, although I can read the tarot. My focus is on really empowering you all to use your team, your guides, your angels Hi, Juan, to empower you to be able to connect with your guides and your teams, especially during these sensitive times and reflective times. So we're here to build our intuitions. And what we did last week is we played with the deck called Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. Good morning, 14 Reed D. Thank you very much. So I had so much fun last week. I was thinking we would do this again today. Hi, Carrie. How are you today? Hi, Nikki. Hi, Small Wildflowers. So, wow, my goodness, that sounded like a train. I don't know if you heard that. Hi, Sarah Space. Okay, so what I was thinking is, to me last week when we were pulling the cards, it almost seemed as if we were creating a group message from the angels. Good morning, Psychic Group Cody Dale. Welcome. Vanessa, Angie, Stephen, hello. Shelly, good morning. Anne from London, welcome. So I just thought it would be so fun to do this again. And I thought we would do this on Wednesdays. And I also had a little idea about helping you figure out how to delineate and get to deeper levels of detail within your intuitive hits. Good morning, Tylena. Good morning, Maria, Nicole. Okay, so here we go. This is what we're going to do. We're going to just sort of examine the cards. How not to cry, Maria? What you don't want to cry? Okay, I don't know what that's about. I hope that you're not sad. Denitza, good morning. Okay, so now, good morning, Love Mystery. So I want to tell you this. So every oracle deck that you buy will come with a book, okay? And I don't necessarily use the book initially because what I want to do is I want to be able to create a language and let Spirit use my own focus and my own what's pulling out of the cards. So that's what we're going to do here. Good morning, boss of the world. God is always here with us. God is love. God is here wanting to connect with us. Our team, our angels, to help support us and guide us and make us feel loved and to be able to really connect with our own particular intention for this lifetime. Jennifer, yes, I do believe the moon will affect our intuitions and to create dynamics, sort of like the ocean. You know, there's waves. Good morning, T-Boo. T-Bo, good to see you. I'm glad you remembered it was Wednesday. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to start. I'm going to pull 4 cards with this deck, but we're going to do it one at a time, and we're going to look at them together and see what you see and what kind of things come out and stand out to you, what sticks out, and we'll examine it. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Jennifer. Maria, it's good to cry. There's a reason. Nikki, that is so cool. I have to say, okay, so last week when we did this, the last card was the fox spirit or spirit of the fox, something like that. And it came out quite a bit this last week. And it's all about trusting your own particular talents and birthing those into the world. So yeah, we have our full moon in Scorpio. Technically for me, it's tomorrow. For some of you, it may be today, depending upon where you are in the world. So Shelly Fox came to you this morning. Awesome. See, I love this. Okay, so here we go. as a group, as a collective. This is for all of us. This has nothing to do with our astrological sign. It's just connecting to our intuitive bodies. So our first card is dun, 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 dun. Okay, we have Medicine Mother here. Now, this particular deck has ancestors and angels. So here we'll see an ancestor. And what I want to ask is, what stand out to you all when you look at this card? It says, honor your inner knowing. Anything particular stand out to you that pops? Let me look. So what I see here is interesting because it says Medicine Mother, but yet this feels genderless. Nikki says the 8 over eyes and the 3rd. Okay, yes, I would kind of think of that as an infinity symbol. Very much High Priestess vibes. That's an interesting one. Natural medicine, okay. So you know what I find fascinating is, hi, Martina. Hi, Jennifer. I don't know how to say it, but I'm going to try. Leoxpod said natural medicine. Hi, Amy. I like the aura around her. So the first thing that kind of hit me was Medicine Mother. Just the name of the card. What are we all experiencing? A real challenge to our physical bodies, right? Then we have underneath, honor your inner knowing. So what are we doing? Maybe we're asking ourselves, what is my deepest truth about my health? Now, I don't necessarily see horns. I believe those are like earrings. I almost feel like this is saying, let your ears like almost hear from a different place. Psychic Group Cody says, I think this stands out as knowing your intuition, your inner knowing that what we're here for, and that's what you started out for. Did the name on the face, I guess right now is what? I lost you there for a second, but I think I get what you're meaning. This is speaking to an inner knowing. And Nikki, Earth Mother, yes. Okay, I don't know what Boss of the World is talking about, because God is real, and we're not saying God isn't real here. We're just adding, we're using tools. God is giving us tools. Angelique says body wisdom. Yes. All right, let's look a little bit closer at the adornments, because this very much has an Aborigine feel to me, Australian sort of feel to me, as if each one of the adornments represents something. And I want to notice even the color, guys. Do you notice the color of the robe that Mother Medicine or Medicine Mother is wearing? So I feel like the accentuation around the ears is about listening from a new and different place. I feel like the accentuation around the eyes is to see from an inner knowing versus this way. Angelique sees the seashells. I love that. What does that represent to you, Angelique, the seashells? Because we want to take these things and go a little bit deeper. Because if we think about the ocean is called Mother Ocean. Yes, Psychic Group Cody, trusting our inner knowing to make better decisions focused on where we want to go. Rocket Man, you're funny, Stephen. I know you got that from Tebow. Shelley, that's interesting. She owns vision, and she is listening, and she is holding the word. You know, I was inspired this week when I was thinking about what we would talk about this, working with the cards this week. And hi, Melissa. Denitsa, I agree. Inner power, inner healing, to evoke inner power and healing in others. Angelique Ocean, water, emotions. Yes. You guys are so good. Melissa, what we're doing is we're learning to, we're working together with the cards. I'm not doing specific readings. We're working on building our connection to spirit, to God, and to the angels. And we're practicing our symbolism, and we're sharing our hits so that we can learn and grow from each other. So I want to say this. So this week, while I was thinking about what we would do on Wednesday, I was sapphire sunrise. Interesting. Sapphire. Look at the sapphire blue robe. And I agree. There's a masculine energy to me, even though it says medicine mother. It's like a young man to me when I look at it. I don't get a strong feminine energy at all. But I want to say this because I felt like spirit was nudging me to look into the hues of colors a little bit. So we see something, and so I went by Sherwin-Williams, and I asked the guy to give me some paint swatches. And I wanted to just sort of bring this up. So we're gonna connect this to Mother Medicine and her robe, okay? Because when we think of the color blue, we can think of the throat chakra. So we have, this happens to be a blue color. This is a blue color. This is a blue color. Now I have many, many more that he gave me, okay? But the reason I'm bringing them up is because of the subtle differences in the shades of blue. And how would that hit you? So for instance, if you're seeing a pale blue, you could potentially be feeling, well, maybe somebody's having a challenge in their throat chakra. Maybe they're not being able to express themselves, or maybe they're expressing themselves from a higher version of the sky blue. Sapphire sunrise. This is no coincidence. I like that, Maria, that she is a young Buddhist boy. That could very well be. But so I wanted to offer you the idea of really looking at the various, not just noticing the blue robe, but the color blue and what it may symbolize to you. To look at the shells and what do they symbolize to you. Nikki, lapis, exactly, throat chakra crystals. HiBomb.com, welcome. Oh, I love that, Angelique. I feel the energy of action, the masculine, and the inner knowing of the feminine, and realizing old ancestor patterns. The truth, blue, speaking your truth. You guys, this is so awesome. So now let's take this a little deeper. Medicine mother, what are we experiencing as a global community right now? A challenge to our physical bodies, okay? And I feel like Medicine Mother is asking us as an intuitive tribe to go to our deeper knowing and to ask ourselves, are we truly in alignment with what we are experiencing via the media? Are we truly aligned to what the fear dynamic is? Or is our inner knowing saying something stronger, something more powerful? Because there's a strong, powerful energy in this young person. There's a calm about that. And yet there's a strength and determination in the eyes. Royalty, royal blue mother. Oh, I like that, Tony. Shelley, the horn may hold a sense of power. When I look at this, that necklace, I'm not quite sure because it almost looks like it goes around the neck a few times. So I'm not quite sure. It kind of looks like a ram's horn to me, maybe, or something like that. Oh, yes, absolutely. I have to look at your name. Is it Lycaspad? I cannot say that. That's not easy for me, so I apologize. This deck is called Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray, and it's new for me. And I think Spirit inspired me to get it for this for this Wednesday group. Okay, so we know on when I do this. When I do the show on Sundays, that the first position is the foundational position. It's what we're sitting on right now. So as a tribe, as a group of souls on this planet right now, Spirit is saying, what is your inner knowing about your mother medicine, Mother Gaia? Exactly. So let's see what the next card is. And again, I want to encourage you as I bring up, look at all the different colors of blue that is possible. And this is just a few, because as you're going deeper and deeper into the cards and the symbolism, and you're allowing yourself the privilege of a soft gaze on the card and not necessarily going straight to the book. What is it supposed to mean? But what does it mean to me? Shelley says, the ram's horns mean creativity. So if that's what's hitting you, then what is your inner knowing telling you about your creativity and how that can heal you? Okay. And again, this is not about all of you finding a commonality to it with each other as much as an individuality with you and your guides. So what this means to Shelley, what the ram's horn may mean to Shelley, doesn't necessarily it has to mean it to me. But what it is that if Spirit knows that the ram's horn is going to connect with Shelley in a way that senses her creativity, then they'll use this card to hit her that way, to connect that way. And let's see where we're going with that, because we're going to go to our opportunity and or our obstacle. You ready to move on to a new card, you guys? Oh, Taurus season. I like that, Nikki. Tony says the shells keep her grounded and the horn necklace must be from something that she has tamed within herself. I love that. I love that. And again, the shells are playing somewhere to Mother Ocean, somewhere to something to do with sand, to sea. And how would that hit me? Very, very interesting card. Very interesting card. Okay. Maria, yes, the throat is rooted in the heart because we speak from our heart, or we hold back speaking from our heart. Sapphire, I like that. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so let's go on to the next card. So we know as a collective today that our medicine mother is asking us to pay attention to our inner knowing. Let's shuffle and see what the next one is. Amy, I love that. I love that you brought in Judaism, the ram's horn is used to call God. I do not fall in line with one school of thought, which is why I think I like Lotta so much as an astrology teacher, because she brings in various schools of thought, which then I like to take and then braid together. Because on one day, I may look at this and see that this is the horn calling to God. And another time, I may see the horn as creativity. So allowing this sort of, it's almost as if there is a broad genre for something, like we were talking about blue, and then looking into the deeper, these don't fan out very easily, looking into the deeper details of what the blue will mean. Because blue with more green in it may hit you in a way where blue with more gray in it will hit you differently. And I'm using colors as an example. It's the same thing with the horn. We could see it as a ram's horn, an elk's horn. We could look somewhere I believe this is an Aborigine from Australia. That's how this looks to me. And in that, what indigenous animals have horns there? Okay. I like that, Stephen, the horn of Gabriel. Okay, hold on. All right. So that's where I'm going with this. So I think today our focus is on, and I want to say it this way, guys, for me, as this hits me, the best medicine I can feel is trusting what is my inner truth. I love that psychic group, Cody Dale. We calling upon the spirits of the ocean, the water spirits to come and heal in the direction, emotions, and gifts and healings, because the blue water also represents gifts and healing, emotions, and intuitions. Awesome. And maybe the adornment of the shells is a reconciliation of whatever those emotions are. Okay. All right, let's go on to our opportunity and our obstacle, which is our second card. It is not something to me that is in the material world, but maybe something that either will support the first card or that will be an obstacle to it. I love that, Angelique. I love Australia, so for me, it is my spiritual home. The ocean is our inner world of emotions, absolutely. And I read this book called Mutant Message Down Under years ago. And it was so interesting because it was about, I believe it was an American woman who went to Australia thinking she was going there as a medical person to help the indigenous culture with modern medicine. And boy, did she go on an adventure. So this very much represents that to me. And how within the Aborigine culture, everything has a purpose. When you're hunting and an animal crosses your path, there is a honoring of that animal as its life is given to you to sustain your life. So I really think that this has a lot to do with, for me personally, that sort of journey. And this card will grow for me as I trust my inner knowing. So it may take different forms. I'm really connecting to the ears as well, and that they're not even. I mean, those earrings are a little off, and I think it's because maybe we hear things differently from different sides. So anyway, left is our feminine, receptive side. The right is our action outside. Okay. Oh, thank you, Manuela. Good morning, Elizabeth Johnson. So nice to see you here today. And if you all will indulge me for a minute, a few weeks ago, I announced that an earth angel had bestowed upon some of our tribe members a half-hour free reading with me. This has nothing to do with Teri personally. It has nothing to do with the game we've been playing. This is just someone who wants to pay it forward and has been touched by various individuals within our tribe. So Miss Elizabeth Johnson, I would like to announce that you have been the recipient of a gift from the Earth Angel. And if you would like to contact me later today, I will put my email in the information below, but you can find it in any one of my videos so that we can schedule your free half-hour reading. So I want to thank our Earth Angel for being here during these trying times and supporting the tribe in feeling loved and encouraged. And you got a friend, man. You got a friend. Okay, here we go for card number 2, our opportunity and or our obstacle. Yes, congratulations, Elizabeth. Welcome, CJD. Good to see you. Welcome, Jasmine. Brianna, you made it in today. Okay, here we go. What is our opportunity and our obstacle? Hassan, I think that's very normal. Hassan says, hi, sometimes I feel like I'm fully in sync and receiving messages, and then all of a sudden it all goes quiet. I think that there's a part of that is not about cutting off our connection, but in some ways making it more palatable, more anchored into the earth experience, because then you can feel the difference. And you might look at your stress level or what's going on around you when you're feeling a quiet time. Matteo, welcome from Italy. So good to see you. Hope all is well there. All right, let's go on to our Elizabeth, I hope you heard that you want a free reading, because apparently our Earth Angel is connected to you in some way and realized that you've been emotionally up and down. So that might be why this person was compelled to gift you that half hour. All right, here we go. Opportunity and or obstacle. Excuse me. Oops. me do a little shuffle here. I think the Rider-Waite deck is the greatest, not the greatest, but it's the traditional deck. So if you're building your intuitive hits, I would start there if you want to work with the tarot. Elizabeth, you're just going to email me at info@terihunter.com. That's INFO at Teri, TeriHunter.com. Okay, joining Medicine Mother is Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. Wow, look at this card, you guys. This is our opportunity and our obstacle. And or. What do you think this means? What do you see? I think it's so interesting that this is the green. Because I think I mentioned earlier that I went and got green and blue swatches. And here we have the green swatches. So I want to start off there. Stand strong. Yeah. How are we standing strong? Yes, he does fit with her, Shelley. Absolutely. Interesting. Kiwi feathers, birds. I love that. What do kiwi feathers mean to you, Nikki? Thibaut, the New Zealand Maori culture. I'm not familiar with that. So what is the Maori culture? What does it represent? Okay, so we see, look at the various feathers. We have the earring. Sarah, I like that. Sarah Space, staying grounded in the present. Brianna, our obstacle might be fear and not feeling strong. Absolutely. Maybe we don't feel like a warrior here. I liked it so much. I'm going to come back. I didn't realize that this even was here. Okay, Psychic Group Cody, I think maybe you're leaving our room and you're going to come back later. I hope you do. We've been playing with this. We just started this last Wednesday and everybody seemed to like it. Okay, Indigenous to New Zealand. Okay, great. Now let me ask you this. This is where I want to go. You guys are mentioning the Maori, our Aboriginals. What does an Aboriginal mean to you? How does it stand out to you? What are the first three words that would come to mind to you when you think of that? Stephen, if it correlates with an emperor, same thing. For me, when I look at this card, the first thing I see is he's got a bit of a smarty. Look at he's got a little bit of mischief in his eye. He doesn't look sad. He doesn't look mad. He almost looks glad. Can you see that? Okay, so this is where I'm going with this. I see this sort of smirk on his face, to be honest with you. I see the feather coming out the top of his head with the white and then the green on the left. The green is my heart chakra. And now I want to go here. Look at the various shades. Oops, that's the blue. Sorry. These do not fan out like cards, so I didn't do this very well. But I want to offer you this because when we look at the various shades, and my artists out there will really get this, I think. Because when you look at the various shades of green, they could very well give you deeper detail or more detail as you connect with it. And you say to Spirit, when I see a forest type green, it means this to me. When I see something lighter, I go this direction. And that's where I want to, so I want you to play with these elements and not just with colors, with any bit of a symbolism. If something hits you, like we had fox last week, right? And, some people say crazy like a fox, sly like a fox. And then we know that fox was representing talents. So what is our obstacle or our opportunity as we look at our warrior? Could it be that our obstacle is being fearless? And could it be that maybe we need to take a more relaxed look at his face, he almost looks like he's going to laugh. Maybe they're saying, laugh at fear. Look at the earring. The earring is the green. The green on the well, it's actually on the right side for me when I look at it, but it's looking like the left for you guys. Look at the way his hand is holding his spear. It's very calm. Okay, we got to get Boss of the World out because Boss of the World is not getting it. My behavior is awesome. God and the angels support my behavior. Thank you very much. So we're just going to send you off to wherever you want to go because God's not judgy. Okay, so ciao. I'm going to put it this way because I'm not taking no prisoners anymore. I'm tired of people poking at me from behind a computer and not really listening to what I'm saying. Yes, Tebow, there's a serenity to him, but look at that smirk. I love it. So this is what I want to say about this guy. In our opportunity, our obstacle is, to me, someone who says being a warrior is not about fighting. I don't think it's that. It's about standing strong in being, this is kind of Luke Skywalker, if you want to think about it a little bit. You know, being able to identify my fears, and as I identify them, I'm strong as a result of that. Okay. Anybody else see anything else? I'm interested in what do you think about his face paint? Do you see anything? Do you see anything interesting about his face paint? It's quite intricate. I like that, Shelley. And when I look at this card, I see ferns in the background. Can you see them? They're kind of faint. A psychic group, Cody Dale, I agree. I think we will come back strong. But I want to say it this way. I think we'll be coming back stronger because we'll be honoring our inner knowing. And I want to say this. I don't know about around the world, but here in the United States, especially in my part of the world, it feels like every other commercial on television is some drug commercial, and your body cannot function without this drug. I think part of this whole situation that we're going through is empowering our body. And now we start to individualize by trusting our inner knowing and our body's ability to rejuvenate. And I say that because of the feminine energy. And then here, part of that is standing strong as we walk through this, being fearless. Okay. Now, let's go into the angel's advice on how do we stand in the warrior's energy? How do we stand in, because I don't feel any Martian energy. I don't mean Martian like my favorite Martian. I mean Mars. I don't feel an aggression from this guy. I feel really like he's super calm. Do you guys see that? Look at his hand. It's so relaxed. It's not gripping onto that spear. Yeah, he looks patiently waiting. Okay. And there's a lot of green in this card, really, even in the spear tip. Look at that. And I'm not even sure this is a warrior's spear because it looks more like a ritual spear. Like you wouldn't use it to actually be in war, but maybe in ceremony of some kind. And then the white tip on the top of the feather that's almost at the very top of the card very much kind of speaks to me about the white light. Elizabeth, a warrior has to have patience. Yes. A spiritual warrior is not reactionary. A spiritual warrior takes time to assess, to be guided, to be inspired. Okay. Hassan says, honor your inner knowing about strength of your feminine energy. That's how you'll the strength shakti be of being aware. That's how okay. So what you're saying is if you're trusting your inner knowing and that feminine energy, that's how you'll stand in the strength of the warrior. Yes. And I want to say this too, because the warrior for me, when we look at it in a superficial way, it's all about anger, frustration, aggression, competition in some ways. I don't think our spiritual warriors are that way. I think they're more kung fu. I think Stephen's right. It's regal. It's a Luke Skywalker type of warrior. It's much more connected to a higher ideal. Amy Brown says, true ceremony spear, not a war spear. They look very different. Absolutely. Okay. Here we go. Let's go on to our third card. This will be the angel's advice for taking advantage of the opportunity or getting around the obstacle. I love that, Shelley. 4 types of ego. Warrior is 1. Higher self is fighting for belief. Angelique says, trusting inner knowing and standing strong with a gentle and open heart and with humor. I totally see that. That guy's face to me has a little bit of a, I don't know, I kind of think that he's laughing. It looks, when I look at it this way, it looks more so than when I turn it towards the camera. And I really think this card, if I wish you could see it better, because there's quite an intricacy to the markings that have been painted on his face. And I really think that that's something significant. I just don't know what it is yet. I need to have stronger eyeglasses. Okay, Amy Brown. I work at a museum with Maori a Maori collection, I'm thinking for a while. That's interesting to me, because if you're not at the museum anymore and you don't see it, it would be interesting to see if for some reason over the following week, the Maori energy, whether it be the tribe, whether it be something to do with Aborigines, because we're kind of getting this feeling both ways. If this comes into your consciousness, you may be watching television and then there's something about National Geographic. It could be so many different ways. So as you pay attention this week to see how this energy is going to show up for you. And I want to say it this way, because more often than not, I tend to think this is here to encourage you to trust your inner knowing and to stand fearlessly in the trust that your body, because this has to do with medicine, is strong and it knows how to course correct. It knows how to take care of itself. It is a system without a brain. Okay, here we go. What is the angel's advice for taking advantage of the warrior's energy? How can we stand strong? How can we be fearless? CJD, you're a smart girl. Or boy, I should say, I don't know. But I assume, the card fell out. And here we have the Earth Guardian. So this is it. You guys, I have to say this. When I went to Sherwin-Williams, I specifically asked for blue and green colors. I don't know why. This was where I was going. Last week, our colors were red. If you remember, each one of the cards that came out had a very strong fire energy to it, very red. Now we're seeing, look at the Earth Guardian. All green. Wow. And stay rooted and grounded. This is the angel's advice for the warrior energy. What do you see here? What does this guardian tell you? Let's see. Angelique says, at this time, New Zealand is leading the way forward with the global panic, as is focusing upon providing funds for well-being of its citizens. That's beautiful. Okay, third eye lit up. Yes, Amy. What color is that third eye? That's something to pay attention to, because that's not the natural color of that chakra. That's the color of the heart chakra. And look at his hand. And we have the warrior with his spear. And then we have the earth angel with his staff. And look at the feathers. Look at the feathers. Do you see what I'm seeing, guys? Yes, Trista, the angels are protecting you and you are safe. And green is the color of Archangel Raphael. You guys are so good. You are so good. Do you also see the difference in these two cards? So much light, white, and a little bit of the dark here. What will you choose? Will you choose to see light, or will you choose a more darker path? Shelly, I love this deck too. It's awesome. I get a very fairy energy with this Earth Guardian. Well, I can feel that the strong angelic wings, the white wings, there's very much this sort of magically delicious feeling about him. And I just love the robe, the feathers. Hassan, yes, I'll find the light while I embrace the darkness. Yes, these images are very inviting, very warm. And yet there's a strength to them. So right now we are seeing very interesting energies. We're seeing a tribal, native, almost, in some respects, while the medicine mother has a very high vibration, it also has a little bit of a base chakra feeling to me. Like I have to go to that inner knowing, the very depths of what I know about myself. And I get to be fearless in that connection. And once I'm fearless in that connection, my job is to stay rooted. And I want to put it this way. When I think about staying rooted, it's about a connection to spirit. So it's almost like down is up and up is down. And interestingly enough, too, did you guys know? Okay, so I've been talking about this warrior's sort of smirk on his face, right? He sort of looks like he's got like mischief. And then look at this, look how serious this Earth Guardian looks, quite serious. Almost has a melancholy to him as he's holding onto his heart. Trista Love says, there is a helpful energy I feel. The light makes me think I'll get the clarity I need about the dark fears I get. Absolutely. And I want to offer this too, because honestly, whether we realize it or not, fear is an exercise that will empower us. Fear, as we walk through and conquer our fears, and I'm not saying conquer them as if like the fear suddenly may go away. It may be something that happens all the time, and yet it's a fear you get used to. Some actors or performers will tell you that they always get butterflies before they go on stage, and then once they get on stage, they're exhilarated. So for me, this fearlessness is not about never feeling fear or feeling vulnerable to my body, but instead knowing that I'm going through a process and my job is to stay grounded and rooted in my connection to spirit. If indeed we get this vibe of Archangel Raphael from the Earth Guardian, then that would be my indication to call upon Archangel Raphael and thank Archangel Raphael for me feeling in the depths of my heart the safety that I require to move forward in my vision of myself. None of us, if any of us are feeling vulnerable in our physical body, our financial body, our I almost want to say our belief body, then the movement forward is not easy. It's wobbly. So this is where, and I do think this week, this is about our physical body. And I want to offer it this way, because as a tribe, as we stand in our little bits of the world around our various points on the planet, and we're trusting our inner knowing, and we're being smart. Okay. This is not about not being smart, but being fearless, that our connection is here. We stand for others and allow them the privilege of maybe trusting their bodies just a little bit more. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I'm going to still shuffle. Sarah Space says, smiling like he knows something we don't. Maybe remaining in the inner joy to respond, not react. That's excellent. I agree. There's that smirk, maybe an inner trust, as if the fear is really that maybe he knows that fear empowers him. Maybe he knows that. And so he's not as afraid. Juju, it's 4:44 a.m. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And that's a master number, by the way. Gaia needs her chakras aligned. I think that's why she's put us in a little bit of a timeout. Okay, here we go. Our final card in this spread, and then we'll put them all together. So far, even though Medicine Mother has come up, it has a very masculine feel to me. So we've got, to me, when I look at these, we also have a very masculine energy. And I want to say it this way, because I don't think this is about a man and a woman. Female energy is receptive to me. It gives birth. Male energy is very Aryan in some ways. Aries to me is the truth seeker. It's taking action, but this is guided action. This is action that is taken thoughtfully through awareness. Okay. Yeah, this once again, for you guys who like this deck, and I would be great if you buy the deck, and then you can see the more detail when we're going through the cards. But it's Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. And I believe that he is actually out of the UK, if I remember correctly. And I love this. Inside the box it says, Guardians of the Four Corners, Mother in the earth, Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. And then in the bottom of the box, it says, I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. That's what we're here for today and every day that you're working with me. Okay. What else is going on? T-Bob, Scotland. What's going on in Scotland? My dad is from Scotland. Kyle is Scottish. Oh, he is. Interesting. My dad was born and raised in Scotland and moved here when he was about 18. Met my mom, married her, had 2 kids, and divorced her. Okay, here we go. Yes, I'm positive they're from the UK. I just didn't know they were from Scotland. Okay. Here we go for our final card. It is very sturdy, Stephen. It's nice. And it's not too, it doesn't have a coating on it, which is nice because oftentimes those peel away. Okay. Here we go. Who is our final energy today? Oh, and we have the High Priestess. Now, this is very different than the other energies. Harness magical power. Very interesting. Look at that. What do you guys see inside this card? That's interesting, Juan. What does that mean to you? Yes, she's very Egyptian. No doubt about that. Oh, she could be. She could be saying, don't push me. Somebody get poison ivy? I missed that. I see Isis. Okay, yeah. And her wings. Interesting. What about her wings, Brianna? Because they're not normal. They're not behind her. They almost look like they're hieroglyphics on the wall. Yes, she does look brave, Tessa. Yes, there is geometric figure behind that. Okay, so let's look at face. Let's see. Oh, yes, the cat's ears. Let's see this. Oh, the cat has an earring on as well. Very interesting. Welcome, Siren the Supreme. So we're looking at these cards and we're putting them together. We're looking and seeing what comes to us intuitively. I am capable. Yes, Juju, I like that. I have the power to look inwards and to heal myself. I do know how to do this. Yes, her headdress is extremely cool. I like that, Angelique. This also talks about inner knowing and the power gained from many past lives. She's facing forward, so the messages face forward in one's inner power. Hi, Susie. Oh, I like that, Shelley. And the cat is a guardian. I agree. And I want to say this for me, because I find it very interesting that I really connected with the earrings on this one and the earring on the cat. What am I hearing? What am I paying attention to? What am I listening to? She does seem like a descendant of Cleopatra, but I will say this because Cleopatra, I believe, was Roman. And I definitely think this is Egyptian. I know that there's a high priest in this deck, and I know that the high priest does the same pose facing her. So that would come into my knowing as well when I observed this card. So this is and I want to say this. I noticed her. Look at how she's holding the wand. I like that, Juju, because this wand or whatever this is, because it's not quite, does not look like a weapon of any kind to me. It almost looks like something that would be musical. I don't know why I want to say it that way, because it has this, I don't know if you can see, but it almost looks like it has this little strings or something on it. So very interesting. Okay. She is holding it in her left hand. That is our creative side. Yes, it is. Cleopatra was Egyptian and lost the empire to Rome. Oh, thank you, Amy. Okay, so I got to be right and wrong at the same time. That's awesome. Wise woman. Ingrid says, wise woman. She achieved her wisdom through many lives. Yes, indeed. That is, I do believe that's Isis. But I want to know, what does Isis mean to you? Because this is where the detail of your messages will come in, guys. This is where as you go to the little bit of, I like that, Tessa, a dream catcher. Yeah, it's so cool. I think that you're onto something there. Very much so. Okay, I don't know what a sistrum is, but that you know what a sistrum is, what does that mean to you? This is where the symbolism gets really cool. She's offering her wisdom and her strength in her wisdom. I like that, Christy, the violet flame. Husan says, trust the feminine energy by being a warrior who is fearless about what the ego, opponent, self, and others perceive, and to stay rooted and grounded. Thus, you will harness mystical powers in total balance. I love that. Okay, so now we put it all together, right? So in our foundational position, we're being asked by Mother Medicine or Medicine Mother to trust our inner knowing. And the warrior is saying to be fearless. I believe in this instance, it's not fearless against an opponent. It's fearless in trusting the inner knowing, whether people believe it or not, whether anyone agrees with you or not. And here is the Earth Guardian. Be rooted in your heart chakra, because your heart is where the inner knowing lives. I'm sorry, I'm not doing, oh, let's see if I can do it this way. Here, this is how I'll do it. Because the first and the fourth position are positions of in the 3D world as I see it. So the Mother Medicine and the High Priestess card are in the physical world. And the second, the Warrior and the Earth Guardian are more advisory to be fearless, connect with your heart, and the inner knowing will be there. And then I also want to say this. Someone said that this was a dream catcher. What if throughout this whole, what if this whole reading was, as you trust your inner knowing, you catch your dreams and you have 9 lives, because there's the cat. Again, trusting an inner knowing. Okay. I have to think. It's Kit's. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. The sistrum was used in the worship of Isis and is part of the goddess's iconography. Hold on, you're going by. Iconography. Reading from my history book. Awesome. Thank you very much. Psychic Group Cody Dale says the cat is hearing us. Her familiar or her helper is giving her messages from us, because the earring opens up the ear so it opens up the ear. Opens up the ear so it opens up our ear to listen. I don't know. I think I've lost something there. I think what you're trying to say is that the earring is somehow opening up the ear to hear better. Amy says, reminds me of a sculpture from the Middle East, the body of a lion, the wings of a bird, the head of a human. Oh, yes, yes. We have a card that we had last week that represented that very same thing. Hi, Vicky. Welcome. Maria, you are strong. Okay. All right. So let's try to put this all together here. Okay. So here we have, and I do think that as a group, we are holding light for the inner knowing that our physical body is more than capable of taking care of what it needs to, of the business at hand. And our job in many ways is to fuel that body so that it can do what it needs to do. So then we have the warrior, is to be fearless. And I think that in some respects, it's not about ignoring fear. It's about being smart about fear. It's about, like, I honestly do not watch too much television, because right now it's a little scary. And I mean that the news and all the statistics and this and that, because it's changing right and left, and it's spooky. So my inner knowing is telling me that I'm strong and I'm staying rooted. And in doing so, this is where I truly feel my power. That's what she's saying. Harness your mystic power. That mystic power goes right back to the Earth Fairy. And I think it's so interesting that the Earth Fairy is saying, stay rooted, okay, in your strength. And your strength comes from your inner knowing. Okay. Nessie Anderson says, when you just mentioned inner knowing, someone outside played a song with loud lyrics, and I know who I am. There's a sign from God and the angels for you, Nessie Anderson. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That's not a coincidence. That's how spirit come. I just got chills everywhere. So this is why we're doing this now on Wednesdays. I was inspired. And then Thibaut, I want to thank you for kind of putting the button on that you enjoyed this. So we're going to continue this building of our intuition, building of our individual communications with our guides and our angels. Let's see. Yeah, it is a message for everyone. I think so. And I think that this is a little bit why we've been guided to move this direction, because that was one of the things that, as I was studying the various schools of spirituality, the various symbolisms, there's so much information. And I often sought out things that were extremely foreign to me, thinking that I had to reach far. And then I learned that it was the average everyday things that I should pay attention to, the things that were coming across my everyday life. It was almost like I was making it too complicated. Hi, Ashley. Welcome. I'm glad you could join us. So that's what I get from this today. I get a strong message for us as a tribe. Aborigines are in tribe form, right? That together we get to hold a light for our inner knowing that will then help move this whole story forward to a higher vibration. Okay. Well, that's all I got for you today. Susie says the waking dream in my neighborhood is that the city is finally cleaning out the mains to our outtake, the whole neighborhood home, and Roto Rooter is doing great biz around here. Haha, major flushing. That must be Pluto's energy. Okay. So this is it. We're going to just do about an hour today. We don't want to make it too crazy. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I'll be back on Sunday with messages from your angels by astrological rising sign. And I want to thank you all for being patient with me. You guys know I'm not an astrologer. And so sometimes I kind of screw things up a little bit. I screwed up the moons last week, but I'll get it together. So I'll be back on Sunday. I know a lot about the angels. That's my forte. And then I'll be back again next Wednesday and we'll do the same thing. We'll play with this deck a little bit more. So everybody have a great week. Have a great couple of days. Enjoy the moon tomorrow, full moon in Scorpio. It's supposed to be easy moon. Yeah, I think this is kind of fun too, Nessie. I enjoy it. All right. So y'all, and by the way, shameless plug, if you'd like to get a reading with me, feel free to go to Lotta's website. I'm under the reader's menu. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, intuitive guide, and empowerment coach. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Namaste. Blessings. Peace out.